know from 103.9 The Fox, brought to you by BioStar Services. Fire, flood, biohazard, or more, BioStar Restoration Service can quickly restore your home or business as good as new. BioStar is independently owned and operated with 24/7 emergency service and discounts to veterans. Call BioStar at 844-424-6782 or online at restorationbiostar.com. A 17-year-old in custody in connection with a shooting in Fenton Township. Genesee County Sheriff Chris Swanson saying that teen fired a shot yesterday afternoon into a home along the 2400 block of Golden Shores Drive off Torrey Road at around 3 o'clock, sparking return fire, although nobody was injured. Swanson saying that everybody involved in that incident was eventually arrested, and the investigation is ongoing. Congressional leaders have unveiled legislation to keep the government funded until March the 14th, unleashing a mad dash to pass that bill by the end of this week. The bill is said to include around $100 billion in disaster relief, a one-year extension of the Farm Bill, and provisions restricting U.S. investments in China. New addition in Vienna Township said to be getting closer to being realized. MLive reporting that the Township Board just gave thumbs up to a rezoning request for 7 acres near Vienna and Webster Roads that are expected to be turned into an athletic facility and doggy daycare. College basketball last night at Little Caesars Arena as Michigan State topped Oakland University in that one 77-58. Michigan taking on Oklahoma tonight. That one's at the Jumpman Invitational. Red Wings will be at Little Caesars Arena tonight taking on the Philadelphia Flyers. They'll drop the puck there at 7 o'clock. And right around that same time, there's hockey in town. The Firebirds facing the arch-rival Saginaw Spirit at the Dordt Financial Center. Again, 7 p.m. is face-off time. And to cap this one off, it might be costing more for your power in the coming days, as Consumers Energy is reportedly wanting to bump customer rates by $248 million, meaning an increase of about 12% over what you're paying now if state utility regulators give the okay to that request from consumers. That's 5 things you should know from 103.9 The Fox. Rain and snow expected during the mid-portion of the day today with steady temperatures around 36. And what starts off as light west-southwesterly winds will turn west-northwesterly later this morning. Cloudy conditions tonight with a chance we'll see a few flurries. Overnight lows around 25 degrees. Overcast skies to remain into tomorrow, and by afternoon some snow is possible. Only near 32 for the top-off temp. For Friday, snow and again 32. Right now it's 35 in Flint, and in Saginaw 33.
Classic Rock Authority.
103.9. The Fox. Flint Classic Rock 103.9. The Fox. Steve Trevor filling in for Johnny Bird. Fox Home Morning Show 7:03 on a Wednesday morning. Going to catch up with Vic Bond Sales. Rob and Brett are here. They got a turkey dinner giveaway going on starting at 10 a.m. So we'll catch up with them here in just a little bit. Right now, AC/DC, long way to the top on 103.9 The Fox.
Welcome to Wednesday. It's the 18th of December, and here we are both on YouTube and on Facebook. Welcome to Linda in the township, where I'm sure the weather is as we have it here, which is a little bit over freezing, and there's just a little bit of spitting of a snow flurry. As I was just outside walking around a couple of minutes trying to kind of get the atmosphere and kind of pin down what's happening out there. It is supposed to snow a little bit later on today, not so much this morning, but it will maybe a little later on today. Dale's here from Arizona. Welcome, Dale. Good morning. Sheila's here from up where the bridges are down to a count of 3 at this point, with one in repair for a couple of years. Welcome, Sheila. Sheba. With the sunshine. We might see a bit of that today. Don't know how much. It's going to be sparse, if at all. We are still getting used to our new schedule, which takes us here to YouTube and on Facebook on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays normally. Now, of course, next Wednesday, as you know, Christmas Day, that means the show will be taking a break for one day, and so will our live stream. And then 1 week from today is followed by 2 weeks from today, which is New Year's. Can you believe that? We're already going into 25. And when we do that, we'll also have the day off and the live stream off. So this is a rare Wednesday that will be here. A couple weeks from now, we won't, but then the following, we're going to be. And when we are back on Wednesdays on the new year, we stay here all the way up until the end of May. The next break we get isn't going to be until Memorial Weekend. So Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, normal time, YouTube and Facebook. TikTok Tuesdays like yesterday. Tomorrow we'll be in the Hal Hole Saloon, which of course means we'll be on Instagram at @HalMaas_news. And you know who's here today? In addition to Tina, who is on her house. She's seen him. She's talked about him with us the other day. Also on Facebook this morning, here's Kim from Saginaw Township, Manning, and I guess has finally been able to successfully manage the angel tree, which has now been completely emptied of those tags to get kids richer Christmases. And also with us, Roy Moore, who is here looking at us on Facebook from his new perch. He used to do it from the radio side. Now he's listening in and on occasion is a contributor, still a very valuable one. But now he's here as a member of our group, joining us on YouTube and on Facebook this morning. Kim says twice that tree has been emptied. That's a successful year up there at Fashion Square Mall. That is a successful time. Kudos to you and all of your fellow volunteers for making that happen. Rob Suka's here from, well, where it is a cold day in Finland, minus 11 Celsius. I got something to tell you, Rob Suka, in a couple of minutes, so hang with us here. That's 12 degrees Fahrenheit, 12 degrees Fahrenheit in Finland, reports Rob Suka. Yes, indeed. It is a 35-degree morning, and this is kind of where it's going to stay all day long when it comes to temperature. We're going to give you a chance to smile here in a second. I want to see what Steve and Steph are going to do. Steve Driver is still with us, substituting for the vacationing Johnny Burke. Steph Barber is in her normal perch. Later on this morning, hang in there, because we're going to have, I think, a visit from the gals who are volunteers at Genesee County Animal Control. So we're going to see either a dog or a cat show up in the studio, and I want to make sure that you're there for that, so you can find out what's going on there and see if we can get another homeless animal homed. That's coming up probably the other side of 7:30 is when they usually bring them in. I want to talk about Jacko also, because his training continues to progress. Very encouraging about the way that's going, too, with him. These tricks we've been trying, thanks to a couple of different trainers that have contributed some very helpful tips. And Jacko is starting to become a dog a little more under control. He's got ways to go, but he's getting there. Here's Steve and Steph.
Johnny Burke 707 on a Wednesday morning. Steph Barber with us, and of course, very pleasant. Posted this to our Fox Facebook page so that people can see this. But again, Vic Bond Sales, you guys are fantastic. You're doing a free turkey giveaway today. Now, where's this happening?
We're giving a full turkey and all the fixings to go with it: potatoes, stuffing, cranberry, corn, and rolls. And for the first 500 people that come through, we'll be handing them out the entire package.
That's awesome. And we were kind of talking off air. Now, it's not just a few people over there. You guys got like quite the volunteer crew over here handing out the stuff, don't you?
Yeah, Vic Bond Sales has become quite a large family, other than the McAndrews, and we have people from
Thelma and Louise are on competing platforms right now. Thelma's on YouTube. Louise is on Facebook, thinking Thelma would have been on Facebook also. But Tina right now, that's Thelma, is over on YouTube at the moment. Trying to relay messages as best I can here.
I think we may have missed the COVID year.
Okay.
Other than that, 4 or 5 years, and it's been a great thing. It's been fun.
And what made you decide to do this? I know that you give a lot back through your church.
Right.
I know how active you guys are in the community. But why a turkey dinner giveaway?
We were at Thanksgiving dinner, and we were talking about some families in that need, and we just looked and we says, there's a lot of people out there that are so needy, and we says, wouldn't this be cool to do something like this? So my wife and I started talking.
Still haven't pinned down the source of the drones yet, Rob Suga, but so far nobody seems to be all that worried about them that's in a position to do something about them.
So this year, Steve and I talk off the air. So I did a bunch of Christmas cookies over the weekend, and I am just shocked at how expensive groceries have gotten. It's crazy expensive.
Louise Thelma thought you'd be over on YouTube.
For something like this.
I definitely do.
Yeah.
Chris here, good morning, New Mexico. He's on YouTube also.
The prices of everything have skyrocketed, and if you just look at the need in the community and the need across the country, just all the way across help people at least for a day, for a dinner, to have a little bit more for that time of the year.
Right, and just a relief. It's one more thing that you don't have to worry about what you're going to be able to afford to do. So hats off to you guys. Did you always start with 500 dinners, or did it start a little bit smaller?
Yeah, have we grown to this?
Oh, actually, we started out at 500.
Wow.
We just picked a number.
Yeah.
And
Just kind of going with it.
and we worked with Kroger's the first year, and Mount Morris the last 3 years. We worked with VG's.
Yep.
And they've really helped us to stabilize the cost a little bit there.
Yeah.
And but no, we've always been at 500.
Nice.
That's cool.
So do people need? Are there any kind of limitations or restrictions? Do you need to be a resident of Genesee County or anything like that, or do you just get in line and hope for the best?
You just get in line. It's
yeah,
pretty
yeah.
hard to police who
Yeah.
needs one and who doesn't
Right.
need one,
Yeah.
or who is needy or who isn't, or where they live or anything like that.
Yep.
If they're in line, we're hoping that it's getting to the right places.
And you know what? 9 times out of 10, I think it does. I think it
believe you're
does.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I'm kind of curious with it starting at 10. And you've done it at 10 o'clock over the years, right? At 10 a.m. Now, when does the line normally start forming?
I would say the line, I bet you there'll be people there by 8 o'clock. There
That's-
might be people there right now.
That's
Yeah.
what we were wondering, because especially what she said, that, the need being especially great this year, it does feel like it. Especially, I bet you they're lined up already out there.
Yes, there'll be, we're on Coldwater Road.
Yep.
They'll be all the way back to Carpenter Road
Oh,
by
wow.
9:30 probably.
Yeah. See, and I know the area, so that is quite a.
That's a
backup.
hike.
No, that's definitely quite a line
Yeah.
of traffic for sure. That is awesome. And again, the community helps to volunteer. You guys said you normally have about 60 people out there handing out turkeys.
There'll be a lot of them today having fun. We'll have a couple burn barrels, and
Yeah.
we serve lunch to them. It's a lot of fun.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now, how many? I am very familiar. I've spent so much time at the Vic Bond store in Lapeer.
Right.
How many locations do you guys have?
We have 11 locations.
Oh, wow.
Flint was our first in 1972.
Awesome.
And we've just grown through the years. We've got them all the way from Sterling Heights up to Hope Lake, and then east and west from Lapeer to Owasso and up the 75 corridor.
Wow, I had no idea that you guys had that many stores. Good for you.
Well, thank you.
Good for you. That's awesome.
Yeah, thank you guys. Yeah, I mean, like she had mentioned before, this means a ton to people. Steph actually had a great little story about how it's not just about the food, or I mean the presents, but sometimes it's about just the food, like you said you had dropped off.
Yeah, so
Yeah, this is a great story.
we adopted a Christmas family, and the kids were young enough to appreciate the lesson.
Yeah.
But it was my turn to deliver, and I took the kids because I thought that it was something they needed to see. And we weren't wealthy by any stretch of the imagination, but we had what we needed. And so when we hauled in the tree and the ornaments and the toys, and then we brought up the food last, and there were, I think, 3 or 4 pretty young kids, and it wasn't the toys, it wasn't the tree. I heard one of the little boys say, "We have milk now." When was the last time we had milk? We have milk now.
Yeah.
They brought us 2 gallons.
Exactly, right.
And I
The
was like,
story itself
wow.
just gives me chills to think about.
When we got back in the car, my oldest son said, "Milk? Really?"
Right.
I'm like, "You don't know. You've never been hungry."
Yep.
There might have been nights where you didn't like what I fixed for dinner,
Right.
but we always had enough to eat.
Exactly.
So it's a great lesson, and thank you guys so much for doing this. 500 turkey dinners, that's a lot of relief for a lot of families. So God bless you. Merry Christmas, man.
Well, thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Merry Christmas to you and the entire community here of Michigan. And we love doing it. And
Yeah.
a lot of things, just like what you said, that we take for granted.
Sure.
A lot of people really
Yes.
appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, because like you said, taking things for granted. And I think it's cool getting the kids involved because like Steph had mentioned, it's a good life lesson. The
It
kids
is.
playing video games
Yeah.
and all that stuff. But you know what? You get them involved in helping people, it makes an impact they will never, ever forget.
Absolutely. Last year, my granddaughter was 5, I believe.
Yeah.
And she's up there, all the way to high school kids and college kids.
Yep.
And they started coming when we first started doing this, and they just keep coming back.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. So just to clarify, the turkey giveaway is at your Coldwater Road location. The exact address is 1240 East Coldwater Road. We've got the flyer in the studio. If you don't have access to Facebook, go ahead and give us a call, 810-230-9777. We'll be glad to give you those details over the phone. And, thank you. Thank you so much for coming in. I know you've got a busy morning.
Yeah.
We'll let you go, but thank you so much for taking a minute to come in and talk to us about this wonderful event.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
Yes, Merry Christmas. Rob and Brett, Vic Bond Sales, thank you very much. And if you are in need, definitely get yourself in line. I'm going to say it started over there right now. So, yes, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and of course, stick around. We got Stones, Start Me Up, coming up on the Foxhole Morning Show.
There they are. Steve and Steph with their guests. Here we are on YouTube and on Facebook. If you're on YouTube with us watching, please remember to like and subscribe us. I think that's kind of a thing that happens over here. Kind of helps grow our group to make sure that the people who should know that we're here do know that we're here. Carrie, that would be Tina Jr., bought Walmart breakfast burritos. They are yummy. 45 seconds in the microwave and a Walmart breakfast burrito hits the spot at the Tina house. I was going to ask you about what you guys have for breakfast, and now we found out on Tina's breakfast table. I got this over here, and we'll get to this in just a few minutes. So when's Johnny going to be back? Next week, Tuesday, Christmas Eve, he's supposed to be back because he wanted to spend it with the listeners. He's been on vacation, but he wants to take Christmas Eve and spend it with the listeners. Isn't that nice of him? Plus, they want to do a gift exchange thing in the studio that day, too, so... All right, I guess Sibo has now joined us, so welcome again to Sibo, who is a transfer from Nevada. Michigan now transferred from Nevada. I'm going to give you a chance at the Smile Source in a second here. And I also want to tell our friend in Finland, Rapsuka, something that we discovered here that might benefit him. But that's coming up. We got traffic to do first. Tomorrow, Instagram. In other words, our Hal Saloon, where everybody knows your name. So we'll be here tomorrow on Instagram. Right now, we're trafficking. Serious crash in Flint just happening moments ago involving injury. This is at 12th Street and Van Slyke, so steer clear of there. Be careful around that area. Grand Blanc Township, we're still working a crash on Grand Blanc Road east of Fenton Road. Argentine Township still has this problem at the intersection of Ralston and Duffield Road. They continue to clean that one up, and we're still looking in Livingston County at a crash that's been a problem and slowing things. In fact, in southbound 23 at M59 over at exit 67, that whole thing's been blocked for a couple of hours because of that crash. Continues to be so. That's in the Howell area. Now, if you spot a slowdown anywhere, let us know at 810-230-WRSR. That is 810-230-9777. And remember that Vehicle City traffic information is always being updated for you at classicfox.com/traffic. Be a traffic tipster right here on 103.9 The Fox.
Traffic at service of the Shea Automotive Group and their service specials. $40 off four-wheel brake jobs and $500 coupons on all major vehicle repairs. Shea Automotive Group, see dealer for details.
All right. We want to celebrate a birthday today. We just found out about. Her name is Florence Hackman. Lives in Ohio. Lives in Deerfield, Ohio. She is residing right now at the assisted living center known as the Traditions of Deerfield Senior Living Facility, Loveland, Ohio. Just celebrated her 106th birthday. She just turned 106. Anytime somebody gets to be that age, the question comes from miles around and every angle. What's the secret? Everybody wants to know the secret to a long life like that. How do you make it to 106 if, in fact, you want to? She says it basically comes down to two things: a positive attitude and Fireball whiskey. That's it. Positive attitude and Fireball whiskey. The same thing that Rapsuka orders every time he shows up in the Hal Saloon. We're going to be dealing with Rapsuka, I got a feeling, probably for decades to come, if that's going to be the thing. In fact, she is so into that stuff that her name is Florence, I told you, right? They're calling her Fireball Flo at the Senior Living Center, where she now lives. Fireball Flo is her name over there. How about that? Let's give you a smile source. Her name is Trinity. Every dog has his or her day, and Trinity has her day. She is a Staffordshire Bull Terrier. I don't know if they're bringing one of those in, but they're coming in a few minutes. In fact, I better set that up to make sure you can see it in the studio when they come in from the Genesee County Animal Control. Hayward, California is where Trinity hangs out with looks like Christmas decorations that she's playing with in place of balls. That's Trinity. Right there. Linda's just going with the coffee so far today. To warm up in the township, which is still just above freezing. Let me set up the studio to make sure that you'll be able to get in there and see what we have in terms of a homeless pet that needs to find a home. And what a great time of the year to do that. And they're always, I'm sure they're going to talk about this too, giving the actual pet on Christmas Day is really not advisable. And I think they're going to talk about the best way to handle it, because so many people like to do that. They like to give a pet for Christmas. And in fact, that might be an idea for somebody who sees whatever pet is brought in today to the studio. And somebody's going to look at it and go, man, I'd like to get that for Christmas for Aunt so-and-so or niece so-and-so. But if you're going to do that, there's a better way to do it than actually giving the animal to that person under a Christmas tree and all of the hectic stuff going on that day. Let's take a look and see what's going on in the studio now.
On vacation, Steph Barber, of course, joining us. And man, how fantastic. Robin Brett from Vic Bond Sales stopping in this morning. What a great thing that they got going on.
Yes.
What a rub. They're giving thanks to the community with free turkey giveaway.
500 of them.
so
And not
awesome.
just a turkey.
Yes,
The whole dinner.
It's the whole 9 yards.
Yes.
All the fixins.
The whole shebang.
The stuffing, the cranberry sauce, like everything's included. Hell, some of that stuff I don't even buy for myself.
I know, right?
Half the time I'm making dinner and forgot the rolls. Like, son of a...
Yeah.
So they are taking care of you. And you know what? Vic Bond Sales appreciates the community so much that they just can't stop themselves. This is what they do. He said for the last 5 years, minus the COVID year. Which
Right.
We all missed the COVID.
Sure.
No one remembers that. We all just sat at home.
We prefer to forget it, yes.
Yes, exactly. But the crew over there, Rob and Brett, thank you very much for stopping by. And we did, Steph was very kind and posted this to the Fox Facebook page. So in case you need that reminder, this giveaway starting at 10 a.m. And as we mentioned, the line is probably already already 20 minutes.
And again, we do have the flyer, of course, with us in the studio.
Yes.
If you don't have access to a computer, maybe it's not convenient.
Yep.
Some people don't have computers, you know, so
It's true.
it is true. And so if you want to give us a call, if you need more information, please don't hesitate. 810-230-9777. We'll give you all the info that you need so that you can get this taken care of.
Yes.
I mean, a holiday dinner is a big part of the holiday.
And as you had mentioned previously, holiday dinners twice what it was
Dude.
a year ago.
My
Like,
Lord.
if you spent $100 last year on Christmas dinner, this year it's easy, $250.
Easy. I mean, do you remember the days when hamburger was a right?
Like, holy cow.
Take out a second mortgage to make a meatloaf, for God's sake.
Yeah, people are now vegetarians by necessity.
Right.
Good evening to Mel Mel, who's joining us on YouTube from Australia.
Yeah, exactly. I don't remember the last time I ate this many
I
eggs.
know.
You gotta buy the ones that just take water, thank God.
Yeah.
Because eggs are way more. Like the last time I tried to price 18 eggs,
Yeah.
I was like, wait a second.
And now, I think after the first of the year, we talked about this recently,
Yeah.
you can only buy cage-free eggs,
Yes.
which are more expensive.
Oh yeah.
Convenient,
Yeah, exactly. It's just like the organic food. You know, why does it cost so much to eat good? Like to eat healthy.
I mean, they're not spending money on fertilizer or
Yeah.
pesticide.
And the other thing that's always kind of made me laugh is the health food section at the store.
Yeah.
So what does that make the rest of the stuff?
Unhealthy.
You know what I'm saying? When you think about if there's this health food section at the store, what does that make the other things around it?
All right, well, just think about the vending machine that you run into as soon as you walk into the office suite.
This cracks me up every day.
Every day.
I
So
look at that thing.
the whole big side of the vending machine is a mere mural that says, eat healthy.
Yeah, fresher choices.
Yeah. And his typical vending machine
Yeah.
crap.
It's still Monsters, Coca-Cola, and candy
Pop-Tarts.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we do have more great guests coming in. We still got some fur babies, right?
Yeah, we do. Jody and Danielle from Genesee County Animal Control should be joining us soon. Super excited about that. You've got to harden your heart, Steve. You can't take everything home.
I know, exactly. I'm preparing myself. Trust me. I'm already preparing myself for this stuff. I have a soft heart.
I know you do.
You know what I'm saying?
I know you do.
All right, stick around. More from, you know what, we'll get to some Zeppelin. Rambling On. Coming up next on the Foxhole Morning Show. The 12 Days of Christmas are coming.
All right. In fact, we'll be watching and seeing what we have in the studio in a few minutes. Is it a dog? Is it a cat? Since Johnny's not here, it's not going to be an issue. See, Johnny is not really a cat person. He wants to see them homed. Really been dogs. In fact, I think they're working with 3 of them right now, 3 pits at Spirit Dog Training Institute or Academy. And I've been getting some online instruction that I've been putting to use with them, and it has become very effective, particularly when it comes to putting him in the car and driving him up to Birch Run for our walks. He has been completely oblivious to all of the stuff going on around him. He has been oblivious to all of the triggers that 360 looks around would show him, because I've been putting in the back seat with him 2 of his treats, basically these Kong type things, or at least in one case it is, that are filled with treats and peanut butter and stuff. And I'm trying to kind of be real light on the peanut butter because everybody keeps saying, that's very caloric and fattening and all that kind of, it's not the healthiest thing in the world, but it's good. I mean, he loves it. So anything that draws him to it and takes his attention away from all the things that have stressed him out in the environment, I'm in favor of doing. I was working for a while with a training group that really didn't believe in the idea of using treats very often, because they say then the dog won't do anything you want him to unless you get treats to them. Well, that's kind of the way people are. You don't really want to do anything unless you're getting paid for it, right? In fact, this training group gave me a nice little, like let's make this be a situation where you're trying to train people to do something for you, in the sense that you're training the dog. You're trying to train somebody. Let's say you have a neighbor that you want to come over and help you shovel your walk, because here in Michigan, it's going to be the time we're going to have a lot of snow, and it's going to be one of those times where you're going to want to get your snow shoveled. You didn't have a gracious neighbor down the block with a $600 snowplow or a snowblower, so you want them to come over, these neighbors, and help you shovel. So let's say you go, let's say you go and bring in this neighbor to help you for an hour or 2 if you've got a big yard. Like I used to have a big driveway, and that used to be a monster to try to shovel. And it takes a couple of sweaty hours. Then you get done. And at the end of it, you decide to pay your neighbor, saying, I know that you like bananas. I'll give you a banana. Here's a banana for your 2 hours of shoveling for me. The odds are good that neighbor's never going to help you again. But if your neighbor pays you at the end of it with like a smoker that you got from somebody else, but you're not one who's into doing the smoker outdoor cooking kind of thing, but your neighbor is, you give it to them. Oh, they'll help you the next time you want. They'll be first in line to help you shovel the next time, because the payment was good. And the dog is kind of in the same boat. If you give the dog decent enough payment, they'll do anything you want. So that's what I've kind of been taught with him, and it's working. So because of that, he's getting for Christmas, which of course is 1 week from today. Please don't tell Jacko this. I don't want anybody to spill the beans to Jacko to let him know what he's getting for Christmas, but I'll tell you, okay? As long as you promise to keep it under your hat here. What I'm getting him for Christmas, it's what's called a lick pad. And it's to kind of stay in the theme of the family. It's in the shape of and the theme of a phonograph record, all right? And it's got several sides to it. There's I believe 3 levels to it. We're rotating discs. Some of them have grooves. Some of them have little slots that you can put treats in. But at any rate, the bottom line of it for him is if I put it in the back seat of the car, he's going to have to work for a half an hour to get the treats that he needs. He's going to have to work hard in order to be able to get what he wants, and he'll be glad to do it. He'll be glad to work that way because he's got a job now. And the trainers have always told me, as long as the dog has a job to do, you're fine. It's when you don't give the dog anything to do that it gets bored and it invents its own job to do. And in Jacko's case, it's to try to bark at the world. And he's stressed enough from his past to want to bark at everything in the world. So that's the idea, is to try to get all that stress off of his mind. And over time, he will lose all of that. It's going to take a while because it took a long time for it to get in there. So it's going to take a long time to extract it. But that's the method that is being used. And here's Mel's going to keep our secret. Thank you very much. Here's Hot Jim from, it's 44-degree Phoenix. That's going to be 80 later on, which is fine. That's livable. 80 in December. It's kind of. I still remember walking around and talking on TikTok last year on Christmas Day. You know, we're always screaming about wanting a white Christmas and then have the snow go away the next day. There was not a flake of snow on the ground Christmas Day last year here. In fact, I'm walking down the street and I had on a hoodie, no jacket, and I was complaining about, the fact that it was sunny and 52 degrees at that moment. Christmas Day, 1 year ago. Sunny and 52 degrees at that moment on Christmas Day. Now, there are two things about Jacko and his updating and the way he's behaving that are really encouraging to me. One of them is that when we walk in public on a street that's sort of populated, and there's one that we walk in particularly, there's always a chance of running into people walking down the street, maybe in our direction. He, as soon as he saw them coming, a half a block away, would immediately go into this mode of, now all of a sudden he becomes Thor. And he's going to start barking at these people down the street. And he's going to start lunging at them. And he's just going to keep on barking. No matter how much you try to dissuade he's going to bark at them. And as they go by, he's going to get away from the direction I want him to go. And he's going to start continuing to lunge at them and bark some more. Now, he doesn't do that so much. Royal Rachel is now here. Good morning to, in that area, she's kind of the queen of Christmas in the morning because that's the music they're playing. On Facebook, it's Rachel. Royal Rachel is here with us. How you doing? Welcome to I'm just in the process of letting people know the progress that's being made in the training of Jacko, thanks to Spirit Dog Training Academy. We've also gotten a couple of helpful hints from a fellow we've seen from Kittery, Maine, who's on our TikToks on Tuesday, and Rob Suka reminding us on YouTube that that's next week, TikTok Tuesday. But now, if Jacko sees people while we're walking in public and I walk him in a different direction, he'll walk with me. He'll turn around and bark at them, but he won't turn around and go toward them to bark and lunge at them anymore. He's just going to continue to walk in the direction I want him to. That represents a lot of progress. More in a second here.
Who knew that today was going to be so awesome? I'm a huge fur baby fan. 12 kitties, 6 puppies, and they have brought in this gorgeous dog. Her name is Poet, and you can check out the Fox Facebook page. She would be the best Christmas gift ever.
We have Jody and...
Let's go to the studio and see what we've got here from the Genesee County Animal Control Office.
I know I say this every month. I know. I hear myself.
You get better and better, I swear.
But I really want her. Yeah. She is so chill.
Yeah.
How old do you think she is?
She's fairly young. We think she's about maybe 2 years old.
Okay.
I'm thinking I got room for 7.
We could make this happen for anybody, I promise.
Goodness.
She was excellent in the car.
She's
she
so
just
well
sat
behaved.
and...
She has like a doggy smile. You know dogs can smile.
Yeah.
We've all seen it. She's doing it right now. She's
Yes.
just absolutely content. She's in here getting the love from each and every one of us. Jody right now showing her all kinds of love. She's just absolutely, she's quiet. She's well behaved. And I don't know about you, but I love the smell of dogs.
I do too.
I do too. Her kisses are better.
Yeah.
I was the recipient of a kiss. It was delightful.
Holy cow.
Delightful. I know there are people all over Genesee County going, ew! But I love a good dog kiss.
I've always kind of wondered, too, like obviously you guys with the Genesee County Animal Shelter over here, and over the holidays, does someone come in to say Merry Christmas and give them a little food? I mean, it's a tough time for the holidays for everyone because everyone's off doing things.
It's very tough because you still see all of those that sadly are left behind that weren't adopted or didn't make it into a foster home.
Steve, do you have my mic
The
up?
shelter will still have over 100 cats and dogs over that holiday break, but thankfully we have amazing staff and volunteers that are going to take such great care of them.
Yeah, you're not kidding. I've actually met a lot of the people that work over there and talk about an amazing staff, and they have huge hearts. I mean, you have to.
Yeah,
to be
absolutely.
able to do this and to volunteer because this is heartbreaking stuff, like she was saying, to not see them. Sometimes find that forever home. And you, like me, I want to repurpose it. I just want to take them all.
I do too.
Before you guys leave today, I just want you to know if she can't find a home, you give me a call. I have one for her because I can't say no. My fiance and I, that's why we have 12 cats and 6 dogs. We have huge hearts. And to me, it's like animals are just like people. They all deserve a good home.
Yes.
And they all just deserve a shot. And no matter the animal, they all pretty much just want to be loved and give love.
They're
That's
so
what they do.
forgiving.
Yes.
That's what we've learned the most, I would say, at Genesee County Animal Control is that, all the dogs and cats that we get in have such a traumatic past, and they're so forgiving.
Yes.
She has eyes that look into your very soul.
Oh, she's gorgeous. Her name is Poet. Again, you got to check her out on the Fox Facebook page. I'm telling you what.
Steve, do you have my mic up?
She's full grown, so she's going to be more of your petite 45, 50 pounder.
Yeah,
She's not getting much bigger.
Right.
But I would put her in a home with dogs, cats, or kids.
I'm having trouble remembering we're doing a radio show.
I know, right? I just
want to play with the dog.
So, you mentioned a special event going on this Saturday.
Yeah, so this Saturday, because we will close for the 4 following days for the holiday break, we are doing a huge bringing Santa Claus to the shelter, and we're doing photos from 10 to 2. So anybody that adopts a cat or dog, we'll do a beautiful family photo with you. And we're doing, waived fees. If you live in Genesee County, you do need to purchase a $10 dog license.
Okay.
So.
Which is to have somebody like that on the couch next to you. $10 is cheap.
It's so worth it.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't care who you are, you'll never have a friend like a dog that loves you.
No, she looks like she snuggles.
Yes.
They don't complain when you come
The
home.
kids want to see
They're
Poet.
always happy to see you. I'll tell you what.
Always at the back door with the waggy tail.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. They are just the best. She's so beautiful. She's got a fawn color. Kind of looks like that golden retriever light color. She's blonde like.
Yep.
She's that solid color all the way through.
Yeah, she's got little white tips on her paws.
Yeah, she does. That is, she's got little white tips. Oh man, she's absolutely
Like I
beautiful.
said,
I like
eyes.
her name too, Poet. That is
Poet, I like that too.
It's a cute little name.
She doesn't answer to it yet, but it is growing on us for sure.
Yeah, and like you had mentioned, she may not answer to it yet. So if someone isn't fancying the name, they could probably get her used to a different name.
Is she ready to go?
So she actually still needs to be spayed, but what we do at the shelter is a pre-adoption program. So if someone fell in love with her today at the shelter from 12 to 6 when we're open, they would just put money down, and that holds her so that we will get her fixed tomorrow, and then she would be able to at least go home Friday.
Oh, nice.
Now, over
Right
there
in
at
time
the
for the
shelter,
weekend.
before someone adopts, do you guys take care of not just the spay and neuter, but do you also do like flea baths or like vaccines? Do you catch them up?
Every cat and dog is up to date on their vaccinations, spay neutered, and then we also do heartworm testing, combo testing, and we microchip every single animal before they leave.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm glad you asked that because every time when you guys leave, I realize that I forget to ask that.
Right. And
So they are
They're ready.
absolutely
They're ready to go.
That is awesome. And it's kind of important too to do that. Interrupt.
No, you're
I
good.
seriously kind of wondered, like, where is it and how does it work? Is it just under the skin kind of thing?
Yep, it's just up to you right underneath that skin. We have scanners. A lot of the police departments also have scanners, fire departments. So once they scan the dog or the cat, that microchip will pop up instantly. And there's phone numbers that you can call online and have that access.
Do they always put it on the same place on most pets?
It's usually between the shoulder blades
okay.
and the
So
back.
okay.
Yeah.
Homer and Daphne and even Spartacus, they were chipped.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't even know it.
Like
they
petting
don't
them,
know it.
like petting them,
yeah.
you don't
Correct.
feel it.
It's just that poke underneath the skin.
Because that was, I mean, as crazy as that might sound, that's what I was wondering. Like petting them, do you move it? Can you feel it? Like
Some people say that you can feel it. I personally don't go trying to find it.
Right, exactly. I'm with you, yes.
But we do encourage our adopters, if they just got microchipped that day, try not to rub and pet them in that area.
Right,
Sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like when you yourself get a shot.
Yeah.
In the
It's a little
buttocks. It's like,
tender.
don't touch me there for a minute.
How are things at the shelter?
We've had a couple of court cases, a couple raids the last couple weeks. Nothing crazy,
Good.
more than 20 animal type of thing. But it is. You just really want these dogs and cats, as many as possible, to have homes before the holidays.
Absolutely.
And it's unrealistic, so we know it's not going to happen, but I'm encouraging anybody that wants to open up their home to even just foster for a couple days or a week or
there
two.
you go. Yeah,
Please reach out to us, because I really want to see as many animals in homes as possible.
Absolutely.
And what a great idea, too, because if you can't yourself maybe take in a permanent pet, being a foster pet is also a great way to make sure that they're taken care of.
Sure. We
And
supply everything.
Yeah, and they're just like people. They really do need social interaction.
And it's like a little mini vacay.
Right.
It's like a
exactly.
4-day weekend up
Yeah,
north.
For
Yep.
you, for them, it's fantastic.
Sure.
We
It's
learn
a
so much
win-win.
about them. It's so helpful.
What do you have to do to be a foster parent or a foster home?
Foster home, you have to just fill out our application. It's online at www.geneseecountymi.gov. It's a quick application, and then our foster coordinator reaches out to you, and I've seen her the same day sometimes get someone right up there to take a dog or cat home.
Now, can you
Nice.
also fill out adoption paperwork on the website?
You actually just come right in.
Okay.
We do everything pretty quick, but we do. Jody's an amazing adoption counselor.
Nice.
So we talk to the family. We look into their, previous dog license, and we counsel them about the particular pet they're interested in.
Nice. It's a great shelter, and they've got a great staff. When I went to adopt Tulip last fall, they were tremendous. They really were
Yeah.
tremendous. They do a great job there.
I'm definitely one of those cats where I would love to be a foster home, but I'm also one of those cats that I'm not sure I can let these go.
Let them go.
Yeah.
Because I deeply fall. I mean, she's been here 10 minutes. I'm in love with her.
I know. I'll fight you for her.
I'm pretty sure she's going home. I have a town and country out here that we're going to put her in.
She will love it.
She will have best friends galore. Like I said, the 6 dogs I do have love each other.
Yeah.
And they're total best friends. And it's, honestly, when you watch like a little pack of dogs play, they are absolutely great. You talk about enjoyment. I don't even have to turn the TV on.
You just watch the dogs.
Throw something in the middle of them and watch them go. It's hilarious.
That's cool.
Well, I can see her with the cats. Just saying.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the other thing. That's the other, when I raise these puppies that we have around cats, and the cats around them, they get along.
Absolutely.
And it's one big happy family. I know a lot of people ask, 12 cats, 6 dogs, that must be insane. It's really not as bad as you would think.
No,
Because when
no.
they're raised with each other,
Sure.
it's just like you getting raised with your brother and sister. You get along. Yeah, you got some days.
Yeah.
Everything and everyone
It all
is
works
like
out.
that. Yeah, for sure. These dogs, I'll tell you what, Poet is just, man, she is beautiful. How well behaved. You haven't heard her once.
No, we
She
haven't.
hasn't made a sound while she's been here. Jody's also the silent partner here. She's just taking care of Poet as we talk to Danielle at Genesee County Animal Shelter. Find your forever pet. And I'm telling you, one of these pets would make a great gift.
Absolutely.
For the holidays.
And if you can adopt, if you're not in a position to foster, are there other ways that people can help you this time of the year?
Oh, always. We are always appreciative of any donations that come into the shelter.
sure. Yeah.
Food, blankets, treats. I will tell you the need, unfortunately, for the community and people needing food assistance right now is very sad to see. We have people come in daily that are asking for assistance with food, dog or cat food.
And you do
And
that.
we give it out to the community.
I had
yes.
no idea. That's
Yes.
so cool.
We have dog and cat food, and we have straw still in our tent. So anybody that does need it for their dog houses, we
When you
can
think
supply.
about it, how awesome is that? Because you and I are obviously talking to Vic Bond Sales
Sure.
and the need for food just for families.
Yeah,
Some
but
of
then
those
you've got
families have
pets. Absolutely.
And we have a lot right now, so if
Yeah.
anybody needs it before the holidays, please come up and
Good
get some
thinking.
food.
And I like the idea of adopting a pet as a gift because it's a win-win and it's a double gift because not only is it a gift for you and your family, but you're gifting the pet as well. Like they want a forever home.
Yes. Sure.
And they get the Christmas gift too. So it's just something you got to look into. And Danielle and Jody, thank you
Thank
for
you.
showing up and thank you for bringing Poet. She is just awesome.
Thank you so much.
And again, one more time for the hours this Saturday
Yes.
for your special adoption clinic.
So this Saturday, the event is from 10 to 2 p.m., and then we are open today through Friday, noon to 6 p.m.
All right. And for more details online,
You can check out our Facebook page, just Genesee County Animal Control, or go to the website at www.geneseecountymi.gov.
Perfect.
Thank you, Danielle.
Thank you so
Poet.
much.
And thank you, Jody, for coming in. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and get your forever pet, Genesee County Animal Shelter. Take
I'll
care of one of them.
fight
because-
you for her,
Yeah, and
Steve.
you know what? You're gonna take care of them. They're gonna take care of you.
Gotcha.
I promise you. Stick around. More Fox Rock coming your way after this. Matter of fact.
Oh, it's
after
Stuff
that
Sox Flashback.
That's right. Can't wait for that. Stick around to the Foxhole Morning Show.
All right. If I had been thinking I would have told Steve this morning about making sure that he is aware that he has a Facebook Live audience as well as our audience, both on YouTube and Facebook, because unfortunately what Steve does that Johnny doesn't is he turns my mic off in the studio when I'm not on the air with them. Johnny keeps the mic open all the time in the studio so that I'm able to go on and off as needed whenever I need to jump in with them. Steve doesn't do that because he's never really sure when, whatever is going to happen. So I should have cautioned him about that ahead of time so that they would have been able to know that, yes, they're on the radio, and so they're not thinking that people are actually able to see the dog, but with their Facebook feed, that is a valuable tool to be able to show the dog on camera. And Johnny always remembers to do that, but Steve is not used to doing that. So anyway, we'll get to the traffic in a second here. I kept trying a couple times just to test to see if there was a possibility that maybe he had accidentally left my mic open so that I could jump in and tell them to do that, but he didn't, so we couldn't. Let's see what we got here going on. Catch up on the traffic because I think he's one commercial load behind, so it's going to take a bit before we get to him. Where's Johnny? He's on vacation. Johnny is on vacation this week. Some people get them, Rapsuka. Some people get vacations. I emphasize some people. All right. So we found out that Tina had the burrito on her breakfast table. What about you guys? What's for breakfast today? Tomorrow, of course, you're coming into the Hal Hole Saloon on Instagram to drink your troubles away and talk to your friendly neighborhood Hellraiser co-customers. But what's on the breakfast table for you today? We might have a light snack for you tomorrow to offer. We'll see. Let us restore your home and your peace of mind. BioStar Restoration Service, keeping your home safe and sound for the holidays. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Behind the scenes, Michigan's team is working. Let's see, a couple things to jump around today here. Testing the water of our lakes and rivers, ensuring they're safe for play, educating anglers, monitoring ticks and mosquitoes for disease, approving septic systems and new home water. Well, for Chris, it's cheese and crackers. Coffee and bread for Rapsuka. That's what you have for breakfast? Most important meal of the day. That's why we always focus on it. Ask your sales rep for details. Wishing you and your family the very best this holiday season. Susky Chevrolet in Birch Run or SuskyAutomotive.com. Susky, I-75 at the Birch Run exit.
Well, the first last home the freeway.
Chevrolet, find new roads. Of course, you know Christmas is coming. At Premier Rental Purchase, get video.
Christmas is 1 week from today.
And a great selection of Ashley furniture. Rent with very little money.
By the way, I have already obtained Jacko's gift, so that's not an issue. Just got to wrap it for him.
Online at owasopremier.com. Traffic.
3.9 The Fox. Vehicle City traffic.
Call your attention in Mount Morris Township to a dead deer in the eastbound lane of Pearson Road. This is going to be at Luce Road. It's in the middle of both lanes, so that's going to be something you have to drive around. We have a crash in Burton, the 3300 block of Cheyenne Street is the spot. Also, you're dodging in the city of Burton a large rock in the roadway on Bristol Road east of Dort Highway, so be careful there. Grand Blanc Township cleaning up a crash from earlier Hill Road at Corvette Pass, and we also have a serious crash in Flint at 12th Street at Van Slyke, this one involving injuries, so an area to avoid while they get that cleaned up. And if you spot a slowdown elsewhere, let us know at 810-230-WRSR. That is 810-230-9777. Vehicle City traffic information all the time, anytime is at classicfox.com/traffic. Be a traffic tipster for us right here on 103.9 The Fox.
The Fox Home Morning Show on 103.9 The Fox. Steph's Fox Flashback.
Their drummer stay with his band, and so John Bonham became the drummer for Zeppelin. Bonzo passed away in the fall of 1980 at the age of, man, he was only 32 after a day of heavy drinking, actually at Jimmy Page's house. And that was the unfortunate end of Led Zeppelin. Let's get into it from their 1967 self-titled album, Procol Harum. Here they are with A Whiter Shade of Pale on 103.9 The Fox.
I think Johnny said that was the song that they played at a high school dance or something 1 year back. Yes, Johnny went to high school back. Even there was music at that time. We thought it was before music was invented, but no. Eggs and bacon for Rapsuka for breakfast. Ever had those Jimmy Dean breakfast sandwiches? Not that I can recall. I might have had the sausage that they have, but not the sandwiches, no. You like the song, The Whiter Shade of Pale. Some people could never figure out the lyrics to that song. I don't even know all of them, what they are. I've told you in the past I don't pay that much attention to lyrics. Over the years, I've heard the song 1.5 million times, and occasionally I'll pick up a piece of the lyric content, but there are very few songs that I can actually sing or at least know the lyrics to from front to back of the song. I just know pieces of the lyrics, and in that case, I know I've heard people say all the time that they don't even understand what sense those lyrics make in some cases. Sandwich Brothers has good and healthy breakfast sandwiches. Sandwich Brothers, Tina says. Is that a Jersey thing? I don't recall Sandwich Brothers. Do you guys know Sandwich Brothers here in Michigan? Talking about breakfast, when you get to lunch, when you went to school, back in the day when you went to school, and Whiter Shade of Pale, like when Johnny went to school, was a popular song. Did you use a lunchbox? Did you take a lunchbox with you? Tina's frozen. That's about that time. We usually do that. Oh, frozen. We have a plumber working at a Virginia elementary school that discovered recently a Heathcliff lunchbox that was lost by a student over 40 years earlier. 40 years earlier. Lunchbox. Roanoke City Public Schools said in a Facebook post that a plumber was doing maintenance at Fairview Elementary School, came across a metal lunchbox bearing images of the cartoon cat Heathcliff. And he says, inside we found a thermos that still smells like hot chocolate. Again, this is over 40 years ago that this lunchbox was lost by its owner. Still, 40 years later, smells like chocolate, hot chocolate, inside the thermos. There was also, he said, an adorable drawing and a tag with the student's name, Tracy Drain, who appears to have been in Mrs. Curry's class in room 30. The lunchbox appears to have been made in the early 1980s. So the post eventually came to the attention of the correct Tracy Drain, who lost that lunchbox during her 4th grade year in 1982. Not bad to come across that. Now, Tina does not remember a lunchbox. You never used a lunchbox, or you never took one to school? Those metal lunchboxes that used to have stuff on. I'll tell you what, one of our former co-hosts, some of you who were here a couple of years ago remember Radio Erica, who was Johnny's co-host at that time. She's working at a station in Detroit right now doing middays, and she had her image on a lunchbox down there that was used as a promotional item for a while for her midday show. Erica. Don't drink that milk. Probably not a good idea. From the thermos that still smelled like hot chocolate.
I do love that one.
Yes, that was a
Do
great
I
song
do.
this morning.
Yes.
Good choice.
Yes, thank you. I have so much fun with the flashback.
Yeah, exactly. It's the request. It makes it fun because that's why we're here as our listeners.
Absolutely.
Look at Tina was cool. Brown paper bags for lunch.
We dare to say that we are probably one of the few stations left in Flint that will actually be here to take your requests.
Yeah.
So again, you can always
Mel had a
call
lunchbox.
810-330-9770.
They do that in Australia. In Finland, they don't need lunchboxes, says Rob. So why don't you need them? What do you do?
A dedication
Do you do like Tina does? You're tough and you go in a brown paper bag?
Something like a whiter shade of pale that you have not heard for a while. Definitely. I love to get those requests, and you can send them to Steph@ClassicFox.com. Take advantage of me with that request, all right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, with the trivia question, you are playing for a $20 gift card for Jesters or a $25 gift card for Red Wing Shoes.
Oh, school sponsors the food. So you get it right there. You don't have to take it from home.
Some of those beautiful work boots that they have there.
And of course, they got the kind of boots that you buy once, and once you take
Yeah, you don't have to buy them again.
Dale, of course, being a Chiefs fan, has a Chiefs lunchbox.
And whatever you choose, it will also come with a CD that I found that intrigued me, and it's actually very, very good.
There may be a new lunchbox coming out that includes their favorite fan. Who knows? She might end up on it.
Lots of great songs on that. So here is the question again: 810-230-9777.
Linda used to buy hot lunch there. You trusted the school food. Good.
You guys before, you should catch on pretty quick. What was the name of their 1967 self-titled album?
I see what you did.
Uh-huh.
Oh, wait,
810-230-9777.
let's go to the phone, see what this one
All
says.
right, good morning, the phone. Turn your radio down for us, please.
Hello?
Hi, turn your radio down.
It's down.
Okay, cool, thank you. Do you have an answer for us?
Procol Harum.
Yes, there you go.
Ding, ding, ding.
Ding, ding, ding. Nicely done.
That's fantastic. Made that one easy for you, huh?
Well, we're running Johnny Burke late, so I know Hal's waiting to do the news. We have to make this quick.
Right.
Who are we talking to?
Damn right.
Tony. All right, Tony. Are you driving to work? What do you
Not 100%. They don't sponsor. They don't give you all the food.
Perfect. All right. So you're at work. All right. Tony, you hang on tight. We'll get some info off the air. But did you want that Jester certificate or the $25 gift card to Red Wing Shoes?
Justice.
All right, perfect. Jesters is yours along with that Taking Care of Christmas CD. You hang on tight. Like I said, we'll get some info off the air. But who just hooked you up with Procol Harum this morning in Steph's Fox Flashback?
Steph Barber in 103.9.
Nicely done. Thank you.
Listen to 103.9 The Fox.
Whoops, all right. They're going to get some commercials in before we get to the news, because she's right. They are a little late getting into that because they spent a lot of time with that dog. They were so happy to have that dog in the studio, and it would have been nice if we could have seen it also, and we get to see the butt end of the dog. But, unfortunately, because I didn't, again, clue him in ahead of time to do that, make sure that we could see the dog, we couldn't. Much, anyway. Tina says they're cool in Jersey. The year that you didn't have hot lunch, Linda Braun bagged it, like Thelma did.
Head on over to Holly Power Sports, your one-stop destination for the best in power sports vehicles and gear. We proudly feature the latest and greatest from CF.
I ate at home. You could walk home. I was like about 7 blocks away from my elementary school, and so when it came lunchtime, I didn't even stay. I just went home, had a couple bologna sandwiches there, and walked back to school. They gave us, I think, 40 minutes, I think it was. So 20 of it was walking back and forth. All that cold, or at least not as cold as I was like it, because milk was my beverage of choice growing up, and boy, the colder the better. And it didn't seem like those glass bottles did a great job. Educate you guys. By the way, gained some traction there. We're on YouTube Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. We will be on Instagram from the Hal Ho Saloon tomorrow. TikTok on Tuesdays. That's our schedule. Remember that. Burn that into your brain. Okay? I think you probably have by now. Most of you have been here enough times to know that. But tomorrow we'll be in the Hal Ho Saloon where everybody knows your name. And sometimes we even ask you what you have for breakfast. Get to the news here in a moment. Okay, Linda's saying that in the 5th grade, one day, a friend of hers bought a feral pig in formaldehyde to show in science class, and then had a ham sandwich for lunch. Oh, jeez. Oh.
signals, and more. You don't want to.
That was a day to forget.
This winter. As you know, Jack Frost is really not a nice guy. And of course, the most important thing that you can do to help maintain your engine performance
Jeez.
is change your oil. And Instaloop Fast Loop centers in Flint and in Burton have been doing that and more since 1982. You can count on them to have your vehicle ready to hit the streets this winter. From all 4 Instaloop Fast Loop centers in Flint and in Burton.
Get the Fox forecast anytime, 24/7.
They do whatever they want at Dale's school. He usually brings lunch from home.
Accident attorneys. Visit autolaw.com.
That's autolaw.com.
Tony Morris Auto Muscle love Flint's
About time for
classic
news here, I think.
You just can't get enough.
It's about past time for news.
Where in the world? Download the Fox mobile app now at classicfox.com or search 103.9 The Fox in the App Store and at Google Play.
Flint's Classic Rock 103.9 The Fox. Steve Driver filling in for Johnny Burke 803.
Here we go.
On a Wednesday morning, and we've reached the time for all the things you need to know. This is Hal Maas.
5 things you should know from 103.9 The Fox. Congressional leaders have unveiled legislation to keep the government funded until March 14th, unleashing a mad dash to pass that bill by the end of this week. The bill is said to include around $100 billion in disaster relief, a 1-year extension of the Farm Bill, and provisions restricting U.S. investments in China. Man accused of killing United Healthcare's CEO has been charged with murder as an act of terrorism. Prosecutors continue to work to bring Luigi Mangione to a New York court from a Pennsylvania jail, as Mangione's already been charged with murder in the December 4th killing of Brian Thompson, but this terror allegation is new. An Owasso man pleading guilty to federal hate crimes yesterday. Officials say 22-year-old Mac Davis planned to carry out a mass shooting against LGBTQ people. Davis admitted on Monday he tried to pull off the mass shooting at a political party headquarters in a bar due to their perceived connections to the LGBTQ community. Federal Reserve to make its final interest rate decision of the year to on the Philadelphia Flyers. That one, well, they dropped the puck at 7 o'clock tonight, while at the same time in Flint, the Firebirds will be facing the arch-rival Saginaw Spirit, 7 p.m. at the Dort Financial Center. And to cap this one off, nobody won the Mega Millions jackpot in last night's drawing, so that's going to roll it over to $825 million for the next one. Temperatures around 36. What starts off as light west-southwest winds turn west-northwesterly later this morning. We still keep cloudy conditions tonight with a chance that we'll get a few flurries overnight. Lows around 25 degrees, and then those overcast skies remain into tomorrow. By afternoon, some snow is possible, but only near 32 for a top-off temp. Friday, snow in 32. Right now, it is 35 in Flint. In Saginaw, 33.
Medical Center Studio. This is the Fox Home Morning Show. Tony Morris Auto Muscle.
Flint's Classic Rock Authority.
103.9 The Fox.
And then also, Linda, a.k.a. Louise, says that her mom had a knack for making for dinner the thing that the school had served for lunch. Well, okay. Like and subscribe. A reminder, if you are watching us on Facebook, because we are simul-streaming on YouTube and Facebook, and we'll do that again on Friday, of course. But if you're watching us on YouTube, please like and subscribe it. Like and subscribe it. Thumbs up and subscribe and all that kind of thing. Let me give you one more chance to look at Trinity as your smile source today. This is a Staffordshire Bull Terrier. Lives in Hayward, California. Say hi to and smile at Trinity. There you go. That's Trinity. All right? Got some Christmas ornaments and packages around. 1 week from today, Jacko's going to have Christmas ornaments and at least one package around. Don't tell him what it is, though. You guys know, don't tell him, please, all right? Because he's one of those who'll yap. He'll yap to the world about what TikTok Tuesdays, Instagram in the Saloon on Thursdays. That's what's going on. This is Hump Day, so make sure you keep, and your friends, the Hal Raisers, will be here tomorrow morning. Hope you're going to join us, okay? Okay.